Hi there, this is Max with Appri.io. Now in this video I'm going to show you how to use WordPress APIs when building a mobile app in Appri.io. And so that's actually a question we've been getting from a number of users, like, can I use WordPress API when building a mobile app in Appri.io? And of course the answer is yes. And in fact it's very simple and actually fast, and that's what I'm going to show you in this short video. So I'm actually going to show you two ways. We're going to use API Express, which is more of a visual approach to connecting to an external API. And then I will also show you server code, which is more of a programmatic, where you have the option to write code if you would like. So let's get started. Now, as for the WordPress instance, I'm actually going to use a test instance that WordPress.org has running. And then if you scroll, and I'm going to add this page link in the video description, but these are the resources that you can use when interacting with WordPress API. And now here at the bottom here, there's a link to a demo installation. And if you just click, it's a WordPress, and as you can see, there is some test data here. Now what we're going to use, we'll use the categories reference or API. All right, and then example request. So here's an example request that we're going to use, and we can actually just copy it because we're going to use it in just a second. So let's go back to Appri.io, and I am in API Express, and I'm going to create a new project. Now a project holds one or more APIs. Just going to call this WordPress. I create, and so I just created a brand new project, and to create a service, just click New Service. And this is just a folder name. Now to connect to an external API, we need to click the Customized API because that's what's going to load the Visual Service Editor. And we can give this another description here. Click Create. All right, as you can see, we got a Visual Service Editor. And first, we're going to give it a name, categories, for example, and then just drag and drop a REST component. And I already copied the URL, and so we can just paste the URL. Now, you always have the option to test each component, not the service itself yet, but this particular component. And then we're going to click Generate and click Run REST API. Right, then we see the result. And then we're going to import the response, and then this response will also automatically become the response of this service, the API Express service. And if you click on the end component, you can see it is set here. All right, now testing the API Express service now, clicking Test, opens a new tab. And so this is the actual REST API that we just created. And we can click Test Service, and here we go. So we get the response with all the categories from this WordPress instance. All right. So now once you created an API Express service, you would go into the Appri.io app builder, and then you can import the service into your app and then use it on your pages. All right. So this been an example of using API Express, and again, this is more of a kind of a visual approach to integrating with APIs. Now let me show you how to do the same thing with server code. Let's switch to server code, and we'll create a new script. Call this WordPress. Now there is a default script you can run right away, but we can delete it. We don't need it. And now I need to write code to invoke a REST API, but I don't have to actually write the code because I can insert a snippet here. So there is a call REST API snippet, and I should still have the URL. I do. All right, now we don't need to set any parameters in this particular example, so we can just delete those and save, and go to run and click save, and the same result. All right, we get the same response. Now, and again, as with API Express service, if you decide to go with the server code approach, you would import this service into your app once you're inside the app builder. But you can always, this is the actual REST API that will invoke the server code script. All right. So hopefully this was helpful. Again, sort of two ways to connect or integrate with an external REST API. One approach is using API Express, which is again more of a visual approach. And then the server code, which is more a programmatic approach if you want to write code. So again, those two approaches available, and obviously just pick whatever approach makes sense for your particular app. Thanks for watching again. Hope this was useful.